Uh-oh.
Wait a second, I brush out my hair. The only mirror I have right now, so that's why I'm, checking my hair out in my video here. All right, I'm just gonna mute these real quick. And see what happens. Today, I came up with how to become what we want to become. It's kind of the title of it. It's on YouTube as my title. So, got my bubbly water. Love it. And my notes. Spent this afternoon writing up my notes. I wrote them a few days ago and it just turned out so well. I thought this would make a great Most Things Hypnosis. Hello, Santa Roberts. Glad to have you. So, as I was saying, today is the topic is how to become what we want to become. But we're going to talk a little bit about why we're not what we want to become. And I had an actual funny. Well, first funny I want to present is this guy. Pay homage, my yearly homage to this man when it's this hot. He's the inventor. His name's Cub. His name is Willis Carrier. I couldn't remember that. I kept thinking Collier. And William Carrier, Willis Carrier. And he is the inventor of the air conditioner. Yay for air conditioning. Woo! Yeah, a lot of people, because I'm in the Central Valley of California, And it's going to be, we're just ending the upper 90s, 98-degree weather, I think tomorrow or Saturday, and then it's going to be 3 digits for the next 10 days. And about 4 days ago, they predicted 120 a week from Friday. So then they backed it down to 117, then they backed it down to like 108. So I don't know. It's going to be a hot one this week. That means people will probably be inside a lot, etc. I was looking for a funny, but apparently I'm out of funnies. There's a content provider and her name is Mel Robbins, and I just love some of her wisdom. She says this is going to be harsh. She says if you wouldn't trade your life with someone, why on earth do you care what they think? Now there's my but first. If you wouldn't trade your life with someone, why do you care what they think? It is so true. And so on with my little show here. I am going to talk about pretty much I wrote this today. So as opposed, I'll ad-lib a little bit. Definitely, if you have any questions, just raise your hand, Mr. Santa. And this is the real Santa for those of you that are watching it on YouTube later. Yeah, he's the real Santa, real one. Yes, the real one. Whatever that means. There he is. He doesn't have a Santa hat on because it's 100 degrees where he's at right now, building all them toys in the North Pole. It gets hot. I can't hear you. Your sound is off.
Okay, it's not that bad out here right now in the Simi Valley. I'm in my front yard and I'm going through some stuff and finding all sorts of interesting things, old pictures and stuff like that, and just having a ball.
Oh, good. Well, then you'll learn something, and it'll be convicting probably too. Good luck on this one. Okay, so we don't become what we want. Now, some of this came from other content providers, and I will provide their names as I have them. Some of them, I don't know who they are. It was just somebody else posting somebody else's stuff, and they didn't put the name down. So my apologies ahead. If I find out who they are, I will post it in the comments on the YouTube channel, Central Valley Hypnotherapy YouTube channel. We don't become what we want because to become what, let's see, well, let me start over. We don't become what we want to become because we are too attached to who we've been or who I've been. So this means me too. Quote, I've always been this way. And if it's working for you, great. Are you becoming what you want in this way? Great. If what you're doing helps you become what you want to become, and this is the way it's always been, and you're doing it, great. Share with me your factor X, please. Excuse me. But if not, listen up. Let's see. Are you willing? If not, are you willing and are you ready to let go of everything and everyone? Letting go of control of their outcome too, of the outcome of others, of the outcome of everything. What happens when you let go? We want to take care of everything. We want to take care of all of it, and we want to take it all with us in our becoming what we want. The problem is you keep trying to fit everyone and everything into the space where there's just only room for you, just room enough for you. And you can't widen the space. The space is fixed. It's just fixed. It's permanent. Are you afraid? This is where I'm preaching to the choir here, people. Are you afraid if you let everything go and let everyone go, that you will lose everyone and everything? I thought that was a limiting belief. And for you, it's a limiting belief. Are you resisting moving forward so much out of fear of what's on the other side of that space? Could this or any of this be what's holding you back? want you to ask yourself 4 questions. What happens if I do move forward? What happens if I don't? Going back to the first one, what happens if I move forward and let go of everyone and everything? What happens if I don't move forward and let go of everyone and everything? What happens if I don't let go of everyone and everything? What happens if I do let go of everyone and everything? Not done yet. What won't happen if you do move forward and let go of everyone and everything? What won't happen if you let go of everyone and everything and move forward? And fourth, what won't happen if you don't move forward and let go of everyone and everything? If you don't move forward and let go of everyone and everything, you can twist it any way you want. They all boil down to you and your belief system, your internal representation of how you believe you are and what you want to become. So just keep those questions in mind. Okay. Are you waiting for it to just happen to you? By some miracle, you'll get the call. Hey, I want you to do this. Oh, it's a call. You'll be discovered. You'll pick me. You'll pick me in the lineup for the promotion in my job. Do you deserve it? Are you the hardest one working? Are you the one are you just assuming you are? Are you just imagining yourself are, or are you really being humble in that? What are you waiting for? And Mel Robbins, one of my favorite content providers, says, no one is coming. No one's going to call. No one's going to pick you. I have this little saying that I've been saying to myself for years. If it's going to be, it's up to me. And I really, really rang true with that. If it's going to be, it's up to me. What if you did move forward? So I want you to just imagine now for a moment, close your eyes, unless you're driving or can't close your eyes and moving machinery, do this later. But just using your imagination, because clearly using your conscious level of willpower, it doesn't work. I also call it won't power. But as you are imagining, imagine what it will, not may, but will, but what will it feel like? Feel like if you were to not only reach through that space, walk through that space, imagining what is on the other side. Imagine how you got there and use the resources to get you there. But just imagining you're on the other side of moving forward. Make it up if you don't know. I don't know. Pretend like you do. Use your imagination. It's the strongest thing you have. Imagine what it might be like, what it will be like walking through that space. Just imagine it. Imagining what's on the other side. Imagine how you got there. Now, regardless of whether you get to still have everything and everyone as you step through that space, it shouldn't matter because you're just using your imagination. I'm going to make a point here in just a minute. What matters is you did. You have gained growth and you have now leveled up. Your next realm of you will resonate with others or it won't. So everyone and everything that you let go of to go through that space will still be there when you get through. They'll be there, but they may not be there for you. You'll be there for them, but they may not like where they're going with you. You're doing this, and maybe they're doing this. You're going up. And I use up. I don't mean to make it sound like other people aren't, but some people are. It's like you're just in two different directions. You don't have to do a thing. You don't have to do a thing. You will not ever have to let them go. They will let you go if they don't like your level or they don't like how high it is. Those that stay and they're hanging around with you and they're resonating with you on the same frequency, well, hey, you stay in kindness. You stay there. And if they're going up, you move with them. If you're going up, maybe they'll move with you. It's lonely at the top. There's a whole adage about being just so lonely at the top. Yeah, let it be lonely. Right now, you've got growth. You've got learning. You've got resources. You've got feedback to gain to get where you want to be. I didn't start growing up until I was 52 years old. I know it's hard to imagine I'm that old ish, if you will. Staying with those that resonate you because they're on the same frequency as you. You stay in kindness, stay in your appreciation, stay in your compassion, be congruent no matter what. Nobody can make you angry. Nobody can make you sad. Nobody can make you happy. I just want to be happy. Well, then make yourself happy. You don't like anger? Then don't be angry. There are situations that trigger and you have a choice. You have a choice to be angry or you have a choice to be happy. You have the choice to be sad. And there are sad things that happen. And that choice sometimes is clouded if somebody we love, goes on. I don't like to say the word, anyway, that can be very sad. I get it. We don't want to experience, we fear that sadness. We fear that pain we don't want to experience. And if you experience it, you go through it, you get out on the other side of it. But that's a whole other segment on grief. Knowing that you're moving forward does not, nor will it ever, decide if you lose or keep what you have or who's in your life right now. I'll say that again. I know that, and you can know that moving you forward, you moving yourself forward does not, nor will ever, will that decide if you lose or keep what you have or who you have in your life. That doesn't decide it. They decide it. You don't. Period. Let's say you have a bunch of friends right now and you got that engraving. I gotta do something. I gotta move forward. I gotta move up. I gotta challenge. I gotta go. I gotta move. Whatever that is, then do it. People want to be around you or be in touch with you or stay, whatever. If they're your friend or they're your frequency, they're gonna be part of your life, even across the world. Around the sun, in another state, in another country, they're still going to be there for you. Those others will level up. Those that stay with you or they don't. Things will be, and then the things that we leave, we think we're leaving behind. No, they'll either get used or replaced. Don't worry about it. It's just a thing. Oh, but it's my favorite watch. My grandmother gave it to me. Okay, then wear it. Pride and go through it, go forward. But this is my favorite fan and I don't want to lose it. What if, the what ifs, you know what? If it's meant to be with you, it will. Period. I heard it said that we don't go through that single space only men. We don't, let's see, I'm trying to read my scrappy notes here. I heard it said, we don't go through that single space only meant for you or me because, the reason we don't go through it, because we feel like we have to be everyone's 911 and help their movement to success and help them go through it. I was a property manager for a while in Los Angeles, West LA. And I had a tenant who called me about once a month, and he's like, and he'd been renting there for probably 15, 20 years. And all of a sudden now he's just started becoming late with his rent. And he was an older gentleman. and he and his brother lived together and such. So he calls and tells me his story that, look, my sister needed her rent money and I gave my rent money to her. I said, okay. Then this is the analogy. You can take the metaphor however you need to. I said, so when did it become your responsibility to pay her rent? He didn't answer. So if you had told her, I can't help you right now, let me take care of my bills. And then if I have anything left, I'll be happy to help you. What would happen? She would be the one having to find another way besides you. You enabled her. So now she's sleeping soundly and you're getting ready to look at a 3-day notice that was never meant for you. The rule of thumb is take care of you first. Take care of your own first. Don't be everyone's 911. That's something that I heard and I loved it. I don't know who said it, but it was beautiful. It's that story about when you're on an airplane and the flight attendant saying, when the oxygen masks were, if they were to drop down, put yours on first and then help somebody else. Don't put somebody else's on, you'll be dead. But what about them? But the time it took to put theirs on to get yours on, you could be breathing and then you can help them. You can help them. It's like the captain of one of those big, huge schooner ships back in the old days, all made of wood, and they've got the 15 sails and they're stuck at sea, no wind, days and days. Supplies are running low. Crew is getting grumpy. The boat is about as clean as it can be, but their supplies are running low. Well, in order for that boat or that ship to run efficiently, you need to have somebody in charge. You need a chief, and that's the captain. So if the captain doesn't get to sleep or doesn't get to eat because he's taking care of his crews and they're 911, then he's not effective. Mutiny will happen. He'll make bad decisions. And it's not like he doesn't want his crew to be, ill or hungered. It's just there's got to be somebody on that in that team that, and when things are getting dull and lulled at the very last minute, that somebody's there to pick it up. That leadership is there. There's a movie called Facing the Giants. Somewhere in the middle. Great movie, highly recommend it. This one, the coach was facing his giants. Says my internet connection is slow. So if I die out, I promise I'll be back. But the internet. So in the movie, they're doing he's trying to teach the guy on the team who the leader is. You're the leader of this group, and he doesn't even see it. So he told the kid, hey, I want you to do the crawl. So he's on his toes and his hands, and he's got to crawl with the player on his back. So the player's on his back backwards, right? He's holding on to his pads, right? And so the kid's holding on to the guy on the crawl. They call it the death crawl or something like that. And he just has to go 15 yards or whatever, blindfolded. So here's the coach. He's on the ground, and you can look it up on YouTube, Facing the Giants death crawl scene or something. I'm sure it's out there. And he's telling him, come on. It goes, but coach, it hurts. It's burning. I know. Keep going. But it hurts. I don't know if I can go any further. I need you to give me 5 more yards. Just 5 more yards. So 10 more yards. I think he started at 10 more yards. Come on. 3 more steps, 4 more steps, whatever. Just kept pushing him and pushing him and pushing him and pushing him and pushing him. Now he started at about the 30-yard line, and he was only going to go to about the 50-yard line. He went to the end zone. He didn't know it because he was blinded by limited possibilities. So when they took the blindfold off, he's like, look, you just went a football field, virtually an entire football field with a 150-pound guy on your back. And the guy that's 150 pounds says, I'm 180. He says, leadership is great when you got everything going. It's when things get tough and you get tired and things start to burn. And that's when things can get a little tough. So when that tenant said, and things were burning for his sister, and he was there to help her out at his expense. I don't know if he learned a lesson out of that or not. I hope he did. So when you what you end up with when you start working and putting yourself forward and going through, it's like a revival. It just starts with one person, just enough to get your energy going. And it doesn't matter if anybody else is tagging along. It's just you. And it's okay, because you're your own best friend, or you're becoming your own best friend. It starts putting your energy, and I dare I say frequency, out into the ethers of the universe. It attracts others, and they're going to level up with you. Look at these content providers on social media. They have this energy. Some of it's with music. They catch into the buzzwords and the catchphrases and the psychology of how they suck you in to listen to some of it's just a bunch of BS, baloney. I'm really trying to watch my language these days, people. How am I doing? And this guru says, I think his name is Sadh, S-A-D-H, I don't know, something like that. It's an old, wise Middle Eastern man. Your only weakness is your experience. It's like, wow, I hadn't really thought about that. Huh. So we're limited by our experiences, but not by our imagination. How do you challenge your bad experiences? Huh? Change direction. Change direction. That's simple. Change directions. Take your bad experiences and turn them into better ones. I stepped off the marriage platform by the time my divorce was final. I'd been married 36 years. Now we're still good friends, not besties or anything like that, but we're friends. You know, there's nothing that he couldn't call and ask me, or vice versa, or anything like that. But what my experiences were my weaknesses. I was stuck in a rut and I couldn't get out. And so I finally found a way out, and I helped it and I fixed it, and I'm a better person. And so is he. He's happy. He told me I'm happy. It was almost his way of saying thank you for causing this to happen, type of thing. Maybe, I don't know, that's how I read it. Change your direction and see where it goes. I'm not saying go get a divorce. Don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying is, whatever your direction, if you're not sure, call me. My email is down here at the bottom somewhere. I don't know if it's on YouTube. On Zoom, it's here. I think on YouTube, it's over there. But email, just send me an email and your phone number and the best time to call. And I will call you. And I take calls up until 11 o'clock at night, unless I'm like doing this or I'm with the client. So give me a call, leave a message, or send me a text. You can get my number at centralvalleyhypnotherapy.com. It's right up there. So here's the thing. If you pray for something like courage, do you pray? You pray. You're asking the universe, God, I'm praying for, I need courage. God, give me courage. Does he give it to you? Or does he give you the opportunity to obtain it yourself? You get the opportunity. It's like, I can help somebody feed somebody today. I can feed somebody, an able-bodied person. But if I teach them how to feed themselves, they can probably feed themselves forever. It's like getting a job and working, etc. So what do you want to do? What are you waiting for? Waiting makes you shrink. That's, again, this guru guy. Pick something, even if you know or you think it might be wrong, pick it anyway. Just go with it. That's changing direction. And it's okay, because as soon as you go through that, even if it's a bad decision, this is brilliant. The world will now look different than before because of the experience that you chose to take a risk and go through. You would not have known or learned those risks or those challenges or those resources had you not gone through what you think you might be a bad decision. Do it anyway. I make decisions all the time in my own business, and some of them are great, and sometimes I have to go back and rethink them. Sometimes I get the advice of others, but I plunge forward and I go for it. Now I've got a whole list of things that I want to accomplish. And I got to be careful because I could just overwhelm myself and many other people with that list. So it's starting out slow with just a few things, adding them as I'm able. But when you try and you just pick something that you want to do, don't wait. Pick it. I don't know if it's the right thing. Pick it anyway. Just go for it. Just do it. Because you're going to learn something from that. You are now not where you were before, and you have a new resource and new knowledge. And sometimes walking in error is half the experience. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. What do y'all think, huh? So yeah, talk to me. This was just a really cool learning experience for me this week, and I'm glad I was able to share it here. But I didn't even think about sharing it on here until yesterday. I wrote up a couple days ago. I was just writing because I was listening to stuff, caused me to think about some stuff. I'm like, yeah, I like that. And then it got, it kind of triggered me to think about some other stuff, etc. So then I just kept thinking, wow, this is pretty cool. So anyway, that's my story, and I am sticking to it. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Santa, for being here. I hope you have fun with your collection of stuff, etc. And I'm going to sign off because I got more work to do. I got to keep moving forward, not stopping, just moving forward. Whether it's right or wrong, I'm still going to move forward. So I will check up with you guys. See you later next week. Yes, Santa. I don't know if that was helpful. Is that helpful?
Oh, yes, it's always helpful. You do good shows. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, darling. All right. See you Christmas. No. Till next week, everyone.